Oh. So now that my buddy's left, we've got a potentially 4-speed deal. Nothing super fancy, but you know, none of our early stuff was. It's just going to be what it's going to be. I don't know what I'm going to slap it in, but for the deal, couldn't miss out on it. I've got a 700R4, I've got a T10. Couldn't pass up on this deal. It's going to be okay. It'll probably sit on a shelf like most of my stuff does for 3 to 18 years. Who really knows? So I've got 2 4-speeds mounted up. I've got 700R4 sitting up there. The 406 is waiting on pistons, probably rods, and a set of heads. I gotta wait for the heads to come in. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen with customer work. I want to push the Monza through pretty bad, but I also don't want to cheap out on it. I'd like to put a good aftermarket wiring harness in it. I would like to do most of the upgrades. Do a 5-lug swap with the S10 axles and S10 front brakes, preferably 2nd gen S10 to get the unit bearings. Do, you know, 4th gen dual piston front brake setup type deal. It's going to be adapters on adapters, but should work. Basically, the whole goal here is I want to take my dad on a ride in that car before the end of the summer this year. He bought that car essentially brand new, to be perfectly honest, in California while he was in the Air Force. I have every intention to make that car what it should have came out of GM factory with. A 4-speed, a large cube, small block, not rowdy, probably 350 to 400 horse, something pretty minor. But that's the setup. I would love to make it just run. He won't let me put an LS in it. He won't let me put a modern transmission in it. So we're doing old school. We're going to do a rebuilt T10. It's not a super T10. It is in, well, I can't remember the spline count, but it's not a 26 spline. It is a close ratio T10, if I remember correctly, with a Hurst competition shifter. The 406 is nothing to write home about. It's nothing fancy. It'll probably get a small cam. Nothing super rowdy. Dual plane, performer RPM, or something of the sort intake. HEI, of course, because what else are you going to do? I'm going to do an Edelbrock because it's what I know. I'd like to do a Holly, but I need somebody on hand to either teach me how to rebuild Hollies or rebuild Quadrajets. So we'll figure it out there. And yeah, it'll be set up for a autocross daily driver, kind of a Swiss Army knife of a car. That 700R4 and that T10 I was talking about, I now have to put on that shelf, which I got to move some more stuff first. But we're going to try to get everything put away where it needs to go permanently. Well, as permanent as can be expected for myself. It's not great. It's not something I'm really looking forward to, but the plasma table is going to go here, so I need the floor space. And I'm probably going to smash my phone in my pocket doing it and ruin my clothes. So my girlfriend's going to be super happy. But the 63 will be excited when I get it done. There we go. Now I got to make room for the other 4-speed. Don't mind me just moving all my stuff. Oh, this is the problem with having a working shop while you're trying to live your life. All right, let me run off screen for a little bit. Fix this. So I'm not 100% sure what that 4-speed is. It was a $50 deal. The guy threw in a set of 883 heads for it. I can't really complain. He's always taking good care of me. So we'll see what it does. The 700 R4 is the real question, because supposedly this is a billet torque converter, and I've never seen a billet torque converter look like this. Oh, shit. Oh, come on, give me my clicks. Wow. That was easy. Oh, that transmission's got to be screwed. There's no way that went that easy. So, yeah. So, there's been a few changes to the shop. I picked up this giant table. It's 5 foot by 9 foot. I'm going to cover it in 1/4 inch top because it's well supported in the middle. 12-inch spacing-ish, 14-inch spacing. We're going to set it up equivalent for the plasma table. So plasma table is going to be as high and probably on casters so that I can roll it right up here, slide 1/4 inch plate on it, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, whatever, and then let it do its thing. And I've effectively lost an entire bay to my shop. Productivity is going to go down, but you know, it is what it is. I've got 1 lift, 1 flat bay. I think I can manage for the time being. I need a fab bay, and until the shop's done, the middle bay is just going to be what it's going to be. Yeah, we're just cruising through. I'm doing work while I can in between customer jobs and my full-time job. It's a lot of work, but you know, I've got time. I just got to do what I can. Got to get air out here soon because it's pretty bad. I'm running a tiny 25-gallon compressor, and it's barely keeping up with filling tires. And the tire machine, I'm struggling to keep up. I need to get my good compressor out here, and it's the downside to farm life is power is not close by. I got to run 150 foot of power. I got to run 150 foot of fiber. And then we should be at least starting to get set up between the ceiling in the shop, the walls, and the office. My timeline's coming close, and somebody decided to start doing YouTube in the middle of it. I'm not going to say that I'm a smart guy, but I'm committed to making the shop work however I find the means. What it'll probably be is a part-time shop, either until my fab work takes off or YouTube takes off, which isn't going to happen. I have no qualms with that. We'll just we'll make it happen one way or the other.